Welcome to Healing Through Dentistry podcast,
where we redefine health, wellness, and the power of your smile.
We're your hosts,
Hana
and Eva, twin sisters, qualified dentists and medical doctors.
This is more than a dental podcast.
It's a journey into profound connection between oral health and whole body healing.
Through personal stories, inspiring client transformations, and expert insights,
we explore how dentistry can ignite energy, relieve chronic pain, and transform lives.
Get ready to discover the extraordinary ways your smile can heal, inside and out.
Let's begin.
Welcome to Healing Through Dentistry. Today it's very special because we are going to Switzerland, to Kreuzlingen, to our favorite clinic, the BioHealth Clinic, and we would like to record our thoughts about Prague Biohack Summit. Yeah, so we're on a go, and yesterday we were grateful to be attendees in the very first biohacking summit in Prague, which was very special to us because we come from the Czech Republic and Prague is the capital. And we were honored that international event, which is, held all over the world, became part of the Czech culture. And yesterday was the very first meeting, and it was held also, for me, it was very touching because they blended biohack health and history, because it was held not only even in Prague, which is very historical, but also it was held in a place called, what was it called, Eva? It was a very historical building. Gabrielozzi. I couldn't remember what name was it. It was Gabrielozzi, which was a very historical building. And for
Almost
me,
a castle.
Also castle. So for me, this blend of, science meeting beauty in terms of a history, and for me also a symbolism of the fact that we are actually remembering what's serving us was very special. So we took over the whole team as well. So we took it as, team building event. We took it as a 2-day kind of occasion. The very first day we attended a longevity cafe in Prague, which was very special because they were serving, real food lunches and also the beverages, ritual cacao with herbs and mushrooms, and also a coffee you could choose from different varieties as well. And I think it was again symbolic about because what we believe in and what we did hear a lot in the conference as well, biohack conference, was microbiome, which means food, not only food, but food and real ingredients. So maybe let's just talk about what landed for you in terms of what was your takeover in terms of the topics which we were hearing, because what I did hear, maybe I'm just going to start. It is a biohack summit. For someone, it might be, evoking that it is all about technology and, infrared lights and neuroscience technologies. Yes, it was about it. But for me, I felt that it was more about mind, body, soul connections. And there were many speakers who were touching their topics, but they were touching them from a very similar angle, which was mind, body, soul.
Yeah, I think we will just talk about what program was there. I think the life is biohack. We are hacking our lives. We're going back to basis. And I think it does start with the community and with nutrition, what we eat and how is it prepared. So there was lots of fermentation foods, kimchi, Czech brands. I love that the summit was held by Slovakian company. So we just blended two countries again together, Czechoslovakia, which I love as well. I love that community. I immediately felt at home. And I think the big part of healing is a community. The nutrition in that biohack summit we had, as I said, what I have attended and noticed what was there was lots of fermented kimchi. Then there was cacao, mushrooms. There were fermented cocoa products and they were also connected with sound healing, which is another perspective or another blend of the healing power of frequency. And when we were talking about the takeaways or the most beautiful things happened yesterday in that Biohack Summit, our team was really pointing out the sound healing sessions. So
yeah, maybe we'll touch about that a bit later, but I'd like to start with the nutrition and the microbiome. But also not only nutrition, because like what we put in our bodies is water in a first, water is very important. So
we are made of 99% of water. And there was a beautiful presentation by Zdeněk Čermák, who developed a device which is making the crystal of water that clear as the water from ice, from mountains, from wells. It's not many rivers and waterfalls where the water is that pure. But he had his story why he started, because he started 40 years ago and he was a doctor. His kidneys they were failing and nobody was there to help him and nobody could help him. So he started studying science and he was looking at the presentation, how much the structure of the water. So maybe perhaps most of you guys know about Japanese studies from Dr. Imoto. If you have seen the beautiful structure of the water, where the frequency and vibration of the coherence of the water creates beautiful pictures or structures. So as sound, like music. And so he created something which is really extraordinary. And he had in his presentation all the organs. And he was saying like how much the organs there is necessary, the water. So
we can tell our experience because we were very impressed by his presentation or by his product really half a year ago when we were on a festival. And we were so excited about that because I didn't like to drink water. Eva said she doesn't like to.
Yeah, well, I told my story in a minute. Yeah,
you're going to share it in a minute. But what I'm trying to say is that this touched us so much that we bought filters, one each for our homes, also our surgery. And we have got since then many stories and feedback from our clients how amazing the water is, how tasteful it is. And they are also bringing their bottles to the clinic to get their refills.
And I have to say, I have to say that I thought I didn't like cold water to drink. So I was all my life drinking teas, herbal teas. I love herbs, so anything, But since I have that structural water, they call it structural water. They use frequency, they use quantum physics. So Dr. Termak, he was studying quantum physics as well. So it's very detailed. You can just have a look on their website. It's called Stratford. It's in English as well for more details. But I started drinking water and I feel like I cannot stop drinking water. So I feel that there is a lack of water in my body. And while we were talking with the experts there, they said like it will be less and less, like it will be more balanced later on, but it's actually really the lack of water in our cells.
Well, they basically said they experienced that people to share with them feedback that they drink more water and they can't stop drinking.
You actually want to.
And that was your experience as well, right? And they said it's going to stop once you saturate it, right?
So, and also lots of people, they take quick showers. So I was one of them. So quick showers, if I had a bath, it was quick bath. And what's fascinating for me now is like that I love to spend time in the shower. I love spending time in bath. The water is almost
it's like a mountain water.
Mountain water, like a turquoise or bluish.
It's a different color.
Different color. So yeah. And it's like
because
bracing you. So it's like when you go to mountains. So
and
kind
the
of
reason is that
gentle water.
The reason why it is a different color is that when the light goes through the water, it's a different angle because it's a different crystal of the water. So that's why it's turquoise. That's why in Switzerland, in Austria, you see New Zealand, you see a different color water.
Yeah.
Because the water's got a different structure.
And I remember one presentation from Barbara O'Neill, a mother of biohackers, I think. And she said like the most important in our lives is water. And I really pay attention what is happening with me with our clients. It's great. So we're starting with water, but when we cook, we are cooking from this water. So what was also fascinating was that he said that they were testing how much chemicals in a water coming to your home. So they were, before 40 years ago, they were testing only 100 chemicals. Now they test 700 chemicals. But it's fascinating, this information, that after we use the water, there is 3,800 chemicals. So the chemicals, they are coming from what we eat. So some food is cleaned in chlorine, some, all the pesticides and all the preparation, also the liquids for cleaning, the things we use for our hygiene. So all the chemicals. So
The quality of your cutlery as well.
yes. So yeah, that's very powerful information. And lots of biohackers, they were really at the stand and looking at that. And, I love that people are analytical and they want to try and they will see the analysis. So they were all around this stand and they were invited to take a shower there.
And of course, now we are a big market because we were talking with a friend there of guys we've met. And they said that they were invited to go and try it, the water at the shower in, the Stafford facility. And we said, well, it is true. And even, the guy who is the salesperson for the water, he said he's a guy. And usually, guys don't take a bath, right? It's kind of a woman thing. But he said, no, I'm taking a bath and I love having a bath. Before I've had the water, I didn't have a bath, times for me. So it is very.
I'll just share
very
more story from Dr. Chairman. Was when his son was 8, and so we're saying all the organs there is necessary that they have enough water. So he was doing lots of sports and his knee was hurting, and so he just laid him down. He just examined the knee and he said, I saw you didn't drink enough water in the past 2 days. So he started drinking water and the pain was gone. So that's how it's powerful. We don't talk about it, we don't see it, but it's just because we're living in the world where the water is not right. But yeah, let's start with the water.
Yeah, and by the way, you didn't finish Dr. Chairman's story. Of course, he did heal his kidney issues. So
yeah, it's forgotten because this was 40 years ago, and then by the fact that he started developing this project.
And what I love,
he's like what, 60, 70?
Yeah,
60.
what I love, and what also sold his product for me too, because I'm kind of more of that. I like data, but I still believe more in my intuition and in my sense of, okay, it's like good for me, I said, oh, good for me. But what was also selling point from my perspective was when they were sharing certain brands in the Czech who use the water or the filters and the water for producing their products. So there was the Wild Cocoa, and he mentioned many coffee shops. And I know that coffee, if you guys like to drink coffees, especially filtered coffee or any coffee for the matter of fact, it depends on quality of water. You probably know how different coffees taste within the country. But do you remember how coffee also tastes in Italy or Austria?
Yeah, but in Italy they use bottled water to prepare coffee.
Yeah.
If you know Italians, I know.
So I think that might have been a session or episode,
water episode,
dedicated to water. So let's keep it for the water because water is sacred. And let's talk about other topics in the next episode.
Thank you for joining us on Healing Through Dentistry podcast. We hope today's conversation has inspired you to see your smile as the gateway to whole body well-being.
To stay connected, visit us on our website or follow us on social media.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who could benefit.
Until next time, remember, healing starts with a smile.
Take care,
and we will see you in the next episode.